Hey, Nicoodles here. Welcome back. Do you have an old raggedy shirt with holes and oil stains that you can't wear anymore? Does that shirt look so bad you probably shouldn't even donate it? Well, don't throw it away. Instead, I want to show you how to turn that old shirt into yarn, and then I'll give you a quick tutorial on how to use that yarn to make a super cute kitchen scrubber. To make your t-shirt yarn, you will also be needing a ruler, fabric pencil, and scissors. Start by drawing a line going from the bottom of one armpit seam to the other. I'm using a water-soluble fabric pencil, but use whatever you have at home to make your lines. Make sure your shirt is nice and flat and cut along that line. I will be saving the top part with the sleeves for another project, but for today, we will be using just the bottom part. If the bottom fold of your shirt is intact, then carefully undo the seams. If your shirt is in bad shape like this one, then go ahead and cut off the bottom. Make sure you cut before the seam so that you don't get any extra fabric. That will just make your yarn thicker and harder to work with. Fold the fabric so that the two side seams are about 1 inch apart from each other. The two seams should not be touching. Then smooth it out and get it nice and flat. Measure 1-inch strips parallel to the openings of the shirt. Draw your marks across the shirt, leaving about a ½ inch from the end, like this. Now we cut. Cut along the lines, making sure you cut through the first seam and stop at least a ½ inch before the end of the second seam. Since I don't have a rotary cutter, I find it helpful to use my other hand to pinch the strips close to the scissors while I cut, to keep them in place. This will help to keep your strips nice and even. I lost the footage of me cutting up the black shirt, but here is a time lapse of me cutting another shirt for a future project for your enjoyment. Once you're done cutting, your shirt should look like this. Open it up and lay your side seam flat on the floor, and take note of the cuts between your 1-inch strips. Use those as a guide to make your diagonal cuts. For your first cut, start at the very end of the top row and make a diagonal cut to the second slit of the bottom row. Then, for your next cut, you will start at the second slit of the top row and make your diagonal cut to the third slit of the bottom row. Continue this pattern all the way across the shirt. Now you have one long continuous strand. Take about 6 inches to 1 foot of fabric at a time and gently tug like this. Keep going until you get to the very end. To prevent tangles, it helps to keep your fabric together in a ball. Start by wrapping your 2 fingers with the fabric, slide your fingers out, and continue to wrap until you have one big ball. Now that we have our t-shirt yarn, I will show you how to crochet a super easy kitchen scrubber to give your old shirt new life. For this, you will need a crochet hook. Start by wrapping your 2 fingers with the fabric and pull the long side of the fabric through the loop and gently tighten around the crochet hook. Wrap the fabric around the hook and pull through the loop to make your first chain. Repeat this step as many times it takes to reach your desired length. The one I made here has 15, but I think that may have been too long for my little hands, but it's up to you. Once you've reached your desired length, make one more chain. Then insert your hook into the second chain from the hook. Wrap your fabric around the hook and pull through. You should now have 2 loops on your hook. Wrap your fabric around the hook again and pull through both loops. This is called a single crochet. Continue this pattern in each of the chains that you made. Also, you don't need to open the chains up with your finger. I'm doing it here so that you can see where I'm putting the hook. Once you have finished your last single crochet in the row, make one chain, turn your scrubber around. As you can see, there are these big spaces between each stitch. This is where we will be putting our hook. Skip the first space and start your single crochet in the second space. And continue with this pattern until you have reached the desired length of your scrubber. snip off the end, pull the tail through the loop, and pull to tighten. I like to weave that loose tail throughout the little spaces in the piece to hide it and give it a little bit extra stability. Ta-da! Here is the final kitchen scrubber, along with some extra yarn that you can use to make a second scrubber, or you can use it in other projects that use yarn. Hope you like this tutorial. See you next time. Bye!